look fantastic.
Thank you.
It always surprises me to see you with long hair because I think of you from Game of Thrones, Queen Cersei with the...
Turnip?
Yeah, is that what you call it?
Yes.
The turnip. Is that a wig or is that you just cut it down?
No, it's a wig.
Oh.
It's the itchy turnip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you keep the turnip when you were finished?
I burnt it.
You burn it?
I didn't. They'd sue me, but I'd like to.
You would? Oh, you hated that thing, huh?
Yes.
It's no fun to wear a wig, is it?
No.
Yeah. I know, I'm wearing one right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually wearing two of them right now.
They look great.
So when did you finish shooting Game of Thrones?
We finished at the end of last year, like October.
The end of last year. That was it for the whole thing or just for your part of it?
I was like the 12th one out, I think.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's not giving anything away.
12 of how many?
It's just a few.
Okay. I'm just dying because it's been too long. It's been like 10 years since the last season. I want it.
I know.
I want it already. I'm impatient. What takes
it's
them so
coming.
long?
It's coming.
You finished it. Winter was coming too. Winter never came. You finished it last year, and I guess you got to put the dragons in and all that
There's
stuff.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying, though. So when you get the scripts for the... Do you get all the stuff, or do you get pieces of the scripts for the final season?
They usually give us all of them, and if anyone says they don't flick to the end, they're lying.
Oh, they look to see
Because I know we all do that.
if they made it?
Okay, yes.
Oh,
yes.
really? I see.
And then we had a big read-through.
So everybody gets it, and they get a little bit of time with it, and then there's a big, like, table read.
Well, we didn't do one until this final season when we were all in Belfast.
Was that fun to do that all together?
Yeah, it was really emotional, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Does anybody, is there a particular actor who really screws around at the table read? You're the...
I mean, I'm a culprit. There's a few of us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What happens when they say cut, and that's it for you, Queen Cersei, wrap, that's a series wrap. What happens at that moment?
Well, I was like, it's been 9 years, you know, it's been amazing, and I'm happy to go and find new things. And then I knew that David and Dan, our creators, were doing, you know, speeches and giving everybody these kind of drawings of the storyboards. And I thought, I suddenly got really emotional at the end and tried to head down the stairs, and they all rushed up and trapped me. And then they gave the speech. It was really moving.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes.
So they had
funny.
to give a speech for each of the main characters.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you're wondering what they're going to say about you.
They said things, but it was all in good humor.
Oh, very interesting. I'm going to be honest, I'm not rooting for your character. I mean, are you rooting for her?
Someone has to.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping that at the end that somebody is on the Iron Throne, but I don't necessarily want it to be you. It's nothing against you. It's...
Shall I? How does this go?
I heard you moved out of L.A. Where did you move to? Your hometown?
I did. I moved back to this small little northern town where I was raised and bought a big old, like, Georgian manor house that was knackered. And...
That's bad, knackered?
Yeah, knackered,
Yes.
like proper knackered. And had to live with my parents.
Really? Oh, while it was being fixed?
For a year.
For a year? With
Yes.
your parents?
Yes.
That is not very Queen Cersei at all, is it? Wow. How did that go?
It was... We still talk.
Okay, good. Good.
It's a miracle.
Did you feel like you'd reverted back to, like, were you in your childhood room?
Yes, I was. It was like being Tom Hanks in Big. I felt like that. Like I was
Really?
in my body, but I was kind of behaving weird. Do you know what I mean? And I had my 2 kids, but we were all of drinking age, not the children, and that made it better.
Did you behave weird when you were a teenager living in that house?
Yeah, I mean, I was tricky.
In what ways?
I once took a boyfriend home when I was quite young. And, you know, I was always like, can you sleep over? And they were like, no way. And so I didn't listen, and I kind of, like, Romeo and Juliet opened the window. I was like, climb up the thing. And so he climbed up, and we read books and stuff.
Right, yeah, sure.
then he went for a wee, and my mum was having a wee, and she was naked, and he was naked. And I just heard screaming. And then my dad was like, what the is going on? I was like, oh, God. And
Was your dad naked, too? Was everyone naked?
We were all naked.
Wow. That's funny.
No, thankfully, he was not naked.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Lena Headey did a big interview about the Game of Thrones Season 8 finale, her wrapping filming, some of her favorite scenes and funny moments from behind the scenes, so we gotta break it down. We're doing a new round of that Game of Thrones book giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. There's a funny Cersei connection to that story that she tells about when she was young and she tried to bring her boyfriend to her home so that they could sleep together and they all found each other naked in the hallway and were screaming at each other. There was a version of that that actually happened to Jaime and Cersei when they were very, very young. One of the maids caught them in bed together, and then henceforth they were separated for the rest of their childhood. They put their new rooms at opposite ends of Casterly Rock, started training Jaime to become a knight, night and day, and training Cersei to become a lady, so that they wouldn't have that much time to spend together. The funny story about the wig, they actually would sue her in real life if she burned that because it's really expensive to make all those props. But it does sound like she in real life hates her wig more than the character hates Tyrion. When she's actually talking about the ending that they filmed for her character, she says that they finished in October last year. The interesting thing about that is that officially principal photography finished in July of 2018. So that means that all the stuff that they shot in October are probably a combination of secret endings for characters that they wanted to hold off to the last minute, and probably minor bridge scenes just to add context to different scenes if there are too many time jumps, and it just gets really confusing in episodes. But she's talking about the paint hall in Belfast, where their main set has been for Game of Thrones, where their interior sets are, like for the throne room at King's Landing with the Iron Throne, or Daenerys' throne room at Dragonstone during Season 7. Like when they shoot all the interior scenes in the main hall at Winterfell, that's an interior set at the paint hall. So all those sets are in proximity to each other. So even if characters are on opposite ends of Westeros, sometimes in real life, the actors are filming scenes very close to each other, even if their characters aren't interacting in an episode. And even though it sounds like most of the big characters have their final scenes on an interior set, super secret so that nobody could see what's happening inside the paint hall, there are probably a number of them that died during the major battles, which are all filmed outdoors. And the only real exception to big battle episodes is when they're filming Daenerys when she's riding Drogon. That's all green screen that they do inside. It's the big crowd shots when you have all the armies running at each other or standing in formation. That's done outdoors. And then they have that big quarry set where they filmed the big Season 7 episode 6 battle that they turned into the lake. They've reused that a couple times. They just turned it into different sets as they need to. Anytime they need like a really big outdoor wintry looking field. Everybody has a couple ideas about how the characters go out, but the bridge scenes that they film, usually for context, are like the Littlefinger Arya Sansa storyline. Imagine originally if they had not had a scene where Sansa visibly recognizes Littlefinger's treachery and then goes and talks to Bran, then they kill him off at the end of the episode. Anytime there's a storyline that just flat out does not make sense to anyone, usually they have to add like a minor scene where two characters are talking to each other. It's usually pretty easy to film, unless there was some complete disaster the first time they filmed a big scene or they completely changed a script. Usually that's what reshoots are for. Lena Headey saying that Cersei was the 12th person to finish is probably talking about the bigger characters in general, because not all the big characters are main characters. There are about 20 big characters officially though, so that puts her around the middle. So big trade sites were actually reporting which characters were appearing in how many episodes, and for the most part, the highest paid actors were appearing in every single episode. Now, not all those 20 big characters are the highest paid characters. You're talking about Tyrion, Jon Snow, Daenerys, Cersei, Jaime. And that wasn't the trade sites reporting who lives and who dies. That's just saying that like a small group of people were confirmed for every episode, but they didn't know how many episodes every single character was appearing in. So just because Arya and Sansa weren't part of that report doesn't mean anything about when they may or may not die during the series. So don't look too far into that. It just means that Cersei for sure will be in that final episode. When Lena Headey's talking about that special big read-through that they did, all the extra stuff before they started filming, most of that is going to be on the Season 8 home video release. There'll all be a bunch of bonus features. They shot special documentaries for each of the episodes for the past couple of seasons. It'll be the same treatment for Season 8. They also shot a special episode with all the biggest characters, including the dead ones like Ned Stark, Robert Baratheon, those actors coming back, talking about their characters, reflecting on the series. I believe HBO confirmed that that special episode would only be available on the Blu-ray home video release, and they would not be airing it on television. But if you've seen the promos that I've been posting for Season 8 with each of the single characters, imagine a version of that on steroids with a bunch of extra footage. It'll probably look something like that. She says she's one of the actors that likes to screw around a lot between takes and joke around with the other actors. That's mostly just Lena Headey's personality in real life. She's super chill. But can you imagine someone trying to perform Cersei as a method actor, living in Cersei's mind for most of the year? They would go crazy, so of course she's going to joke around between takes. But I love the story she tells when she says she was trying to duck Dan and Dave when she knew they were getting ready to celebrate her final scene of the series because things had gotten so emotional and she just felt like she couldn't handle, like, okay, I'm just going to duck out real quick. And they catch her on the stairs like, no, you are definitely going to celebrate this moment with us. Sophie Turner said the same thing about when she wrapped her final scene of the series. Like, they basically bring out the storyboards for their favorite scene of their character from the entire series. Neither one of them, Sophie Turner and Lena Headey, didn't reveal what that favorite scene was. I'm hoping it's something from season 8, but the look that she gives Jimmy when he says he hates Cersei's character is priceless. Like, bitch, how dare you say that Cersei is not a good character? The thing is that Cersei still is an amazing character. She has her fans, but I feel like the noise from the Jon Snow Daenerys fandom, Arya, Sansa, some of the other characters just kind of drowns that out because so much of the story the last season has been about Jon Snow and Daenerys finally coming together. So let me know in the comments, who is your favorite character going into the final season of Game of Thrones? And what'll happen is they will start doing more press for the final season in the next month or two. Dan and Dave confirmed that we'll be getting an official Game of Thrones Season 8 trailer very soon, so when that drops, I will totally do a video for it. Congratulations, Hendrix Anderson. You're the giveaway winner from my last big Game of Thrones video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Click here for my Game of Thrones Season 8 trailer video and Easter eggs, and click here for my big playlist of Game of Thrones Season 8 promo videos. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.